start my weekend, before I do my bowl of oats, of course, is to just go outside and go for a walk, maybe a little jog, move around a bit, and get excited. It gets me excited for the day, essentially. I like to put some music in and just go for a little walk, and then I usually come back. I'll do some stretching, maybe like a light bit of yoga or something like that while I'm feeling good. So I figured I would take you along for this. Maybe you'll find it entertaining. See my little route up here in the hills. We'll see what we get into. Let's do this. So right here, I'm just gonna be making this kind of morning detox, let's call it soup, that I start literally every morning with this. So yeah, just heating up the water first. It's kind of like not the hottest, but yeah, to get it warm. Getting out the spices. And get a little bit of cool water in there just so it's not too hot. And that's more so because I'm using a glass, but okay, so I cut one lemon in half and then just squeeze the juice out into the cup. Like so. And then the other half. And then I'm adding probably like a teaspoon of this white silica powder, and that's diatomaceous earth. I'll link that in the description, just so you can see what that is. And then I'm adding in the rest of the spices here. That was ginger. Now I'm throwing in the turmeric, and lastly some cayenne pepper. And that is going to make it nice and spicy. And then just stirring that up a bit. Our water is ready, so pouring that over. All the way. A little bit more. Nice. So that's the soup. Good stuff. It's delicious. Or maybe that's an exaggeration. It tastes satisfying. It tastes like you're getting your day off to a very healthy start. Let's say that. It's definitely got spice. So the hot pepper, yeah, you're gonna want to take that as your kind of like heat level preference as far as that is. But the more you add, the more your metabolism is probably gonna get going. So within, limits. But yeah, this is a great way to start your morning off to a healthy start, and it's what I like to do. Gonna set up shop. Good morning. Okay, so just throwing my yoga mat down here. Also my soup, and then I'm just gonna take take off and go for a little walk around the neighborhood and yeah, have some fun out there. So let's go. Up we go. Wish me luck. To be a good person and take this back. It's like they're giving me those puppy dog eyes. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of stretching and then take some time to breathe. Okay, so here I kind of go through just some basic moves that I like to do there in the morning after a little walk. Starting off with some cat-cow, just moving your spine up and down, getting it awake. And then raising your knees up just to start to warm up, and then push back into your downward dog. Walking it out, pedaling the feet, just really feeling the stretch, especially in the hamstrings, feels really good. And then just reaching over to your opposite calf and holding that. And now we're doing a one-legged dog in to a low lunge. And just hold that and feel it. Step up and then just kind of swing your arms a bit. Ragdoll pose. Shake out your neck a little bit. Feeling good. And then come up for a half raise. Straight spine and then all the way up. With hands over your head. Really feeling that stretch. Hands to heart. Raise them up and then swan dive down. Step back. And then lower down into a baby cobra. Feeling the neck and the spine starting to wake up. And now we press back into our downward dog. Pedal it out. Oh yeah. And then we're going to raise that opposite leg up to our one-legged dog. Step it up. Hold a low lunge for a few seconds and breathe. And then step back up to the front of your mat and hang there for a few. And then we're going to bring our one hand up and look towards the sky. Kind of twisted stretch here for your spine for both sides. And then just kind of swinging around again, feeling good. And then all the way up, hands overhead. Stretch your spine as far as you possibly can. And then a couple of side stretches as well. So we dive back down and bring it up one more time, feeling each vertebrae. Diving down and then stepping back to plank. We're going to go for a child's pose. Breathe and just kind of feel your spine again, stretching forward with your hands, pulling in the opposite direction. And then coming into a baby cobra, looking over our shoulders for another little twist to the spine, and then press back into a seat. legs open for a hip stretch here. Taking time to feel your neck stretch as well. It's nice. And then lean forward as far as you can, bringing your face close to your feet. And I like to kind of press my legs down with my arms to get a deeper stretch into my hips as well. Just breathe for a few. Feeling good. Moving around a little as well. And then press on up. Hands overhead and stretch. Feel that spine lengthen. And then we're going to come down onto our backs. Stretching your full body again from hands to toes. And then bring your legs up. And just a couple of bicycles here, just to get the abs a bit engaged and warm. Say good morning. Just bring your opposite elbow to your opposite knee. For a few there, probably about 10 or so. And then coming into a little suitcase here. This I like to do just to waken up my lower abs specifically, so gluing those to the mat. Again, here is just kind of going through some breathing exercises just to feel the entire core, just all the different parts, the lower, the upper, and so breathing into your chest and out through your stomach, and just kind of feeling the air travel up and down. Taking a few minutes there. And it always helps just to kind of connect the muscle to the mind when you do hold those areas. So I like to put my hands around my stomach sometimes to feel the air. And then just stretching a bit again. And then coming onto your side and pressing up. And then stretching overhead again, just lengthening that spine. Hands to heart. Bring them up again. Breathe. Hands to heart. And then bow to yourself. Stretch the neck. And then here I like just ending it with some deep breaths. You know, I'm just trying to clear my mind, just thinking about the breath. And of course, what a great day it's gonna be. My bathing suit. We'll deal with that later. Good morning. So today's Sunday, which would be the day after I filmed what you would have seen in the clips before, but I didn't really conclude it, so I wanted just to come in here and just mention a few things. So one is that drink that I made. I kind of have that every morning as my little wake-up detox, and I haven't given it a name other than my soup. So my soup recipe, if you are interested, is a mason jar full of like warm to hot water. Obviously it's glass, so I like it because it pleases me aesthetically, and it's, you know, environmentally friendly to reuse it every day, obviously. But just be mindful of that. You don't want your glass shattering if you're using extremely hot water in this. Plus, you wouldn't want to drink that either. So just don't do that. And then I squeeze 1 lemon, and the lemons that I buy, they're just a bag from Trader Joe's. I don't think they're, anything to mention. They're kind of on the smaller side. So squeeze 1 lemon, the more the better, again, to an extent. And then I like to add in the different spices. So I add ginger, which if you add the root itself is probably a better way to go, but I'm a little bit lazy and I don't know, think that the powder form just works fine enough for me since I'm already adding in the other powdered spices. And I add about the ginger, probably about a teaspoon of that. I don't use a measuring spoon or anything when I'm doing this. I kind of just give it enough shakes that I think is going to do the job. So, but I would estimate maybe a tablespoon, maybe less, or sorry, teaspoon. And then I also add the turmeric, and I would say that's probably about all these seasoning spices I add about the same amount, so roughly like a teaspoon, but again, just depending on how strong or hot you want it, just adjust it for yourself. And so yeah, turmeric, throw that in. The cayenne pepper, that's the stuff I've only recently added, and it definitely adds a kick and a half, so be careful with that one. A little bit will go a long way. And I also add, what is the one that I'm blanking on? Turmeric, ginger, cayenne. No, I guess that's it. I'm thinking of my oats, and I'm like, I know there's a fourth one, but I'm not putting cinnamon or pumpkin pie in this bad boy. No. So that's it for the spices. And then the other thing that you would have seen me thrown in was that like white, chalky, powdery looking stuff out of the container, and that's actually diatomaceous earth. And I'll put a link to that probably in the description, just because it does a better job of explaining it than I'm probably going to do here. But it's where I buy it on Amazon essentially, and you can read through the reviews, kind of the purposes people like to use it for. But the one that I buy is food grade, so traditionally I think this stuff is made to use as like fertilizer, or it kills bed bugs, all these interesting what's the word I'm looking for, uses, there's a better word for that, but uses. But I like to put it in my soup in the morning and ingest it. It's yeah, just read the link and it'll probably tell you kind of some of those benefits. But just think early morning, drinking it down in some warm water, you can probably like assume what it's gonna be doing. And then, sorry, the light is like changing up on me as the morning is going. So yeah, that's the drink that I like to have every morning. And like you would have seen on the weekends, I like to, after my morning, like little bit of stretching yoga routine, I'll just take some time to like sip it and just, think about what I want to get out of the day and the things that I'm grateful for. At least that's always the goal, and to take a few minutes just to take some lovely deep breaths and feel so good. And that just really, like, I don't know, seals it very nicely, and you're off to a wonderful start. So you should give it a try if you're looking for a easy way to add a little bit more like health into your morning routine. Definitely recommend this. And this is one that I do make time for on the weekdays, as opposed to making a full-on breakfast sometimes. That's something I don't ever skip. I always have that, and I think it kind of fills me in that way. Not that I suggest that, it's just what works for me. And sometimes it varies as far as like the meal stuff goes. But the point is that drink is good to go. So yeah, just every morning do it. It doesn't take a lot of time, and then you're off to a wonderful, healthy start. So I hope that this was helpful, and maybe this drink will be something that you'll start putting into your healthy morning routine and feeling wonderful. Have it on with the oats on a weekday, and then you're just going to be unstoppable. So yeah, I figured that was a bit better of a closing statement versus just cutting straight out after the little bit of stretching that I did. So yeah, today's Sunday, and now I'm just gonna go for another little short walk like you would have seen yesterday, come back, probably do like 10 or so minutes on the mat, and then it's gonna be, not to sound like a broken record, but it's probably gonna be oatmeal time. I'm thinking hot oats this time though, mostly because I'm out of a couple of the ingredients that make my cold golden oats what it is. So I'm gonna go the hot route with some steel cut oats and maybe, add in some blueberries and some different flavors for this guy. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. Here, by the time that this goes, it's probably going to be like no more weekend time. I'm so sorry. It'll be back. But have a wonderful night or day whenever you're watching this. And thank you for watching this. I will see you next time. Bye.